too. No worries. IPA call went long. All good, all good. Grateful to have you guys. All right. It's been a lot going on. Well, what's up, Warriors? Happy Wednesday. Grateful to have you here. And Warrior Wisdom, I just wanted to actually just have a touch point. There's just been a lot of action that's been happening, a lot of new teammates, a lot of success, a lot of things. And I caught myself this morning feeling a little overwhelmed, to be honest. Does anyone else feel a little overwhelmed with life, business, stuff like that as well too? Or is it just me? And it's a good overwhelm. It's like a wow, there's so much goodness happening, right? And like whether you're new and you're launching into things, you're drinking from a fire hose because there's just so much goodness here. I see Monica's on here. She just joined. She reached out on Wednesday because she saw an email we sent out through the machine. She then reached out to my Instagram. She made it onto the Wellness 360 call that Dr. Lorette did, which was phenomenal. Got started, plugged in, starting to get leads coming on, just like, wow, what do we do now? Right? Or maybe it's someone like Joanne that's going through a lot of family stuff, but is still hitting 10 and 2 7 times, guys. That's nuts. That's like, wow, 70 customers and at least 14 new brand partners, which is absolutely incredible. I know. Or there's just pockets of growth going on. So, as you start to get these feelings of overwhelm, one thing that I've just learned is to really look into that. And it means that another level is coming, right? Another level is coming. And I embrace overwhelm. I like what Marie Forleo says. She says that I don't do overwhelm. In fact, you might want to affirm that to yourself today. Put that in the chat below. I don't do overwhelm. It's okay to feel a feeling, right? Feelings are never right or wrong. But what's more important is how do we confront that feeling and what's behind it, right? Don't stay there, but investigate it and start thinking, why am I feeling overwhelmed? Typically, what it means is there's a problem that we have not yet solved. And as entrepreneurs, we make money by solving more problems. In fact, the level of your business typically is capped at the level of problem that you're stuck at. Think about that. Think about that. In the beginning of my business, I know I was stuck at the problem of how do I just talk to somebody? It's a big problem. Right. And then you solve it through going through the system and going through our boards and doing our marketing posts. And then you solve that. You're like, all right, now I solved that. And you start to level up to bigger problems. One of our big goals in this team is to achieve what's called 10 and 2, 10 customers and 2 partners within a 4-week period. And you're like, scratch my head around that. How do I solve that problem? I was just chatting with Adele and she's like, how do I get my 4 more customers now? And you're always solving the next problem. You're always solving the next problem. But what's the solution, the fastest solution to solving problems? All right, what are some simple ways to be able to overcome those feelings so you can navigate forward in your business, navigate forward in your life? Besides prayer for me, one of the biggest things is to be able to collaborate and talk to someone else. Who here knows that more than likely there's somebody that has been through your exact problem and has solved it already. Right? They've probably been through the same challenge. And what I love about our business, and it's very countercultural, because in the world, we are taught that if it were to be, it's up to me. We are taught to be individualistic, especially in an American Western society. We're taught that don't ask questions. And in class, they call it cheating. Was anyone, I won't call you out actually, but some of us in school, we were really good at it, right? You were able to you had your hacks. So school discounts asking questions and collaboration because they say that if you don't know it by yourself, then you haven't done the work. You used to cheat. Donna's very real. I appreciate that. And it's a struggle because it's counterintuitive. But the reality is this, and I think about in Think and Grow Rich, maybe some of you have read that book, great book on success. There's a story about Henry Ford, and Henry Ford, the Ford, he was being picked on by the press, saying that, man, you don't know much about everything. They were asking him random trivia question about US history, stuff like that. And he didn't know the answer. And there in the story, it says that he stopped this press and he was like, everyone, I can press this button right here, right now, and find the answer to every single thing that you're asking me for because I know somebody that has that answer. True intelligence, true knowledge is not knowing necessarily the answer yourself, but it's knowing how you can find the answer. It's knowing who can find the answer for you. So there's a power in collaboration. There's a power in community, and there's a power in asking. If you do not ask, then you do not get. We have not because we ask not, right? Is this clicking with anyone? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments. I'm just sharing with you what's on my heart right now because I'm catching myself, if I'm just vulnerable and real, like it's a very fun season of a lot of things. And it's challenging me as a leader. It's challenging me as somebody that wants to serve you better. What's on my heart all the time is how do we help you win more? How do we help your team win more? And it's like this feeling of, wow, there's so much happening. I see Lucia that's on here right now. She's about to fly out to, or drive out to, I think fly out. They're doing an in-person event in New Zealand where corporate is flying to. We have Fina Toscana that's flying from Australia to New Zealand. Like they're literally a day and a half away from a major in-person event. They're going to have 30, 50 people in person. Like that's awesome. Like we have new teams coming on board. We have new things happening. And it's like, wow, there's a lot happening. Meanwhile, we have a baby on the way, 15 weeks away. There's a lot of different things. So I'm catching myself and I'm thinking, okay, when you have goals that are huge, then it's going to require that you get to the end of yourself. Now, if your goals are not, if you're able to achieve everything in your business with your own two hands, my challenge to you is more than likely our goals are not that big. But who here has some God-sized goals? You have some big things you want to be able to achieve, right? You want to be able to retire out of your job. You want to be able to travel around the world. You want to be able to give back to church, to community, to do the things that you want to do. You want to live a lifestyle of freedom, right? Like if you want those types of goals, we've declared this year as a year of miracles. Guys, it has been. This team has been growing month after month after month after month. Like it's been nuts, the types of things that are happening. But if we ask for that, that means that we have to think different ways. We have to engage different ways. We have to expand different ways. We have to think different ways. We have to challenge ourselves. Yeah, your big isn't big enough if you're in it by yourself, 1000%. I volunteered for, if you know, this last season, I'm very big on faith-based leadership. I'm diving in personally. That's my personal development now. I'm obsessed about understanding what the Bible says about success and life. And I figure it's the best success book in the world, right? There's a lot in that. So I was in this success course. You can call it kind of a Kingdom Business Accelerator this last year. Many of you heard me talk about this, and it was a big commitment every Tuesday. It's like an accelerator. We graduated from that, and they asked me back to actually now lead that. So on Tuesdays, it's like a 5-hour thing. So I'm actually co-leading that group now. And it's like, it's a lot as well too. But at the same time, what's amazing is every single time you choose to level up, Here's a couple things it's going to ask you to do. Right? It's going to ask you to think differently. You cannot be the same as you were before. It's always going to feel the same, by the way. Whether you're going for your first 10 and 2, if you're brand new, that's the first challenge. How do I get my 10 customers and 2 partners? Like that's the first like level, right? And then after that, you're thinking, how do I get the next one? Or maybe you're like Joanne Hewitt, who's like, how do I get my 8th one now? Like she's like crushing these things, right? Every goal has it has the same feeling. It's this feeling of being out in the deep end. It's this feeling of how's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Where I'm going to find the prospects from? Like, man, how do I get over this? It's another problem to solve. And one of the leaders in this course, amazing leaders, multimillionaires, people that have done incredible things. These are all leaders of leaders of leaders. And it's like, dang, here's another tip. Get in rooms bigger than yourself. That's why we do calls like this, right? That's why we have PXP, our September conference. You want to get in places. If you want to grow to the next level, you want to get in places that challenge you, not just make you feel good. All right. Who here has realized that it takes growth for yourself in order to get to your next level? It's going to take some challenge to the way that we think sometimes. Who here is okay with being challenged a little bit, right? Like give me a wave or put in me. Yeah. It takes challenge. So even for me, like as a leader, I know that there's a law of the lid. I view it as your responsibility as a growing leader to constantly put yourself in places where you can get better. The moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. Think about that. Then I realized that this business is a compensation plan wrapped around personal development. Then the game was on. And it's just thinking, how do I get better? How do I solve this next thing? And one of the best ways is plug yourself into rooms where you can get that extra detail. All you need is one more detail. All you need is one little thing, right? All you need is one change in perspective and it can change everything. One idea is all it takes. So are you expectant as you're going into these places? Are you tuned? You know, the solutions are all out there. But if you're not getting it, more than likely, it's just because we're not listening. Right? Yeah, God's always speaking, to what Monica said in the chat. Just many times we're not listening. Right? So, but that's why it's important to have a goal that puts you on the edge of your seat. I love seeing what New Zealand did. Lucia and Stanley and the team, they put themselves out on a limb and they said, guys, think about how bold this is, right? This is scary to me. This is a scary goal. They declared to corporate, we're going to do an in-person event, never done it before. They've never put on something like this. We're going to put 50 people in the room and you're going to fly out from Australia to New Zealand, come to this event, and we're going to put the people in the room. How about you? That's a little scary. That's scary. And it's been a fun challenge, but guess what? There's victory. It's already looking like an amazing event. What is that goal for you in your business that you've made a declaration for that throws you off of the deep end a little bit? All right. So you have to move into those places and then you have to get into other spaces that challenge you, that can grow you. If you have that goal though, and then you're in these spaces, you start to listen differently. You start to think, what's that extra detail? You're on a fast start like yesterday with Tammy and Becky, and you capture one thing from the board that you just didn't click before. And you're like, let me do this right now. Let me do this right now. I'm in this room yesterday with all these amazing leaders, and they dropped so much gold and wisdom there. Here's one that they shared. They said that let today's ceilings be tomorrow's platforms. Let today's ceilings be tomorrow's platforms. And I'm like, dang. The problem that you're facing today is going to be tomorrow's nothing. But it's that journey of constantly just leaning in and solving the next problem. What kind of problems are we solving now? So I'd encourage you on this. Here's a little check that I'm thinking to myself. In your business, have you been upgrading your problem? Have you been upgrading your problem? It's okay to have problems, but are they different from the ones before? For sake of example, in the beginning, probably one of the biggest problems is, how do I start getting people interested to buy the product? Right? Like, that's the problem. It's okay if that's a problem for the first little bit. You're learning the ropes. But the question is, has it continued to stay the problem? What about another problem? James, it's really hard for me to convert people to become a partner. That's okay to be a problem for X amount of time, but has it been too long that stayed the problem? What about another problem? James, I don't know how to hit 10 and 2. I seem like I keep on missing the mark. That's okay. But how long has it been a problem? Here's a little fun, friendly, loving coaching thing. At the pace of which we're leveling up our problems, is it fast enough for you regarding in relation to the goals that you have with your business? Think about that. We have to get obsessed about solving the next problem. Some of us need to lean forward in our chair a little bit more figuratively or physically. Some of us need to lean in just a little bit more and know that it's not okay to stay the same. Some of us need to get a little bit more fire and persistence and obsession. It's okay to be obsessed, by the way, in what we do. You know, obsession here leads to more transformed lives. How cool is that? Sometimes we got to get a little bit more sick and tired of being sick and tired. Have you guys ever been there before? You're like, enough is enough. I cannot afford being this way anymore. It's going to change today. I got to make a decision today. What is that decision for you? What is that next level for you? I'm just speaking to myself. Right. So as I'm going through these feelings and these emotions, I'm like, I don't like feeling overwhelmed. I don't like feeling stuck. Like, no one likes that feeling. And I'm like, I'm obsessed about hitting the next level. I'm obsessed about hitting the next level. Now, what I found to be helpful in that is typically it deals with asking questions. Typically, it deals with collaboration. Typically, it deals with getting some information from someone else that I didn't have myself, right? One thing my mentor taught me was this. He said that if you could have everything you wanted being the way that you are, wouldn't you have it already? I'm like, oh, that's true. That's true. Jim Rohn says for things to change, and we got to change. That's true. So what's the next level? What's that next place? And you keep on moving that, and then you solve that problem. Okay. So I'm sharing that with you. Not sure who that's for. I needed that. I feel better because I've realized, all right, we're at the precipice of the next problem being solved. It's challenging me to be a leader to a next level. And what's my goal? I know that in order for this team to get to the next level, it's going to require me pulling from you even more. I just want to let you know, I'm on the lookout for people that are willing, coachable, and hungry. I am on the lookout for people that want more faster. I'm on the lookout for those that are, you might be scared, but you're more scared. You might be scared about the unknown, but you're more scared about not getting to your goal. I'm looking for people that are saying, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this global movement. I want to be a part of this #1 team. I want to be a part of this company that's changing the world. These products are going to change the world. And one of the best abilities in the world, Ed Mylett says this, he's worth $400 million plus. He said, one of the best abilities is availability. One of the best abilities is availability. To be willing to be used for something greater. To be willing to say, I'm in, I don't know what that means, but pick me. I want to be brought to the next level. I want to add more. And what does that mean? I'm looking for your stories right now. I'm looking for the ones that are engaged in our community. I'm looking for the ones engaged in our Wellness 360 community, sharing your stories. I'm looking for the ones engaged on this call. I know who you are. I know who shows up, whether live, of course, or I know who shows up on replay. I'm looking for the ones that are engaged, asking questions, helping answer questions in the Warrior Movement Support Telegram group. I'm looking out for the ones that want more. And they're hungrier than the other ones. Because I know that what I need to do is help you, equip you, empower you, so that you can get to where you need to get to faster and get out of the way myself. It's nice to have support, but my goal is not to be your crutch. Who here is here because you have serious dreams and goals that you want to solve in your business? My goal, the way to do it, is that if you view me as someone that can help you, is to give you my mindset, skill set, everything, but tuned for you so you can achieve your God designed goal. We are different people, but there's principles, right? There's different ways of doing. There's the same principles, but different expressions of that. So what I'm saying, this next season, we need a lot of your success stories. We need a lot of you taking charge of your business, helping say, I'm going to be the one to serve my team better. The ones that say, I'm going to obsess and master this system, get into that 10 and 2 mastermind, for example, and continue to expand. We're looking for the next generation. And my goal is there's so much that I want to be able to equip you with. And we're going to do everything we can and everything that we have to be able to do that. You know, I've been playing this game for a long time. It's been 15 years. I've seen a lot of good things. And to be honest, I've probably made all the mistakes in the book. And I think mistakes are great because that makes you realize what not to do. So I know what to do very well. I know a couple things that really work. I know a lot of things that for sure don't work. I love mistakes like that. That's what makes you a sharper trainer, you know? So just speaking this out to you guys, we love you. I so appreciate you. I'm so proud of you. Even if you're brand new, just the fact that you showed up, and I'm preaching to the choir because you're here right now, obviously. I'm just giving you a heartfelt, just what's on my heart right now. And I know in this next season, there's going to be a massive, massive, massive explosive growth. There's already a lot of growth, but it's about to get to the next level. And for those that choose to say, you know what, pick me. This is my season. I want to level up. I will promise you this. It'll be the most thrilling ride of your lifetime. I promise you this. Your business will explode to levels you never thought possible. I promise you this. You're going to see yourself in platforms and stages and opportunities that are going to scare you a little bit because it's completely uncomfortable. But you're going to have so much joy in that because progress equals happiness. Because if you're not growing, then you're dying. All right. So with that said, a couple of things as we're wrapping things up here. I'd encourage you, think as a leader, what are your goals? And how do we get there? We have a couple calls going on tonight. Can't wait. We have Mr. James Laponzi. He just did an amazing post. This academy, so our most important training day of the week is our Saturday Academy, 8 a.m. Pacific. I'm going to be going over how to build your $1 million store with your product and your business. Who here would like to learn that, or as teammates, you don't need to learn that, right? Like, how do you share your story? James did an incredible job. So he's going to be sharing a story today. You might want to take notes on him. He made a great one that he posted into the group, which I thought was awesome. I'm telling you, there's an art to it. Look at this. Look at this. Man, a handsome man. We're going to be talking to him today. Great one to bring our prospects to tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. We put them all on replay as well, too. But if there is one thing that I highly encourage, we have a unique opportunity tomorrow with Katie Holt Larson. She's our Chief Impact Officer. I'm telling you, this is huge. It's not every day you have one of our corporate execs come on to one of our prospect calls. Okay. She's wanted all around the world. She literally runs the world. And she is somebody, my challenge to you is this: make a list of your top 10 people that you would love to have in your business. You guys open for a challenge here? Put a 10 in the comments if you're like, all right, what's the mission? You want your top 10 people that you feel like if these people were in my business as a partner, life would change. This is a call you want to promote to them. Katie Holt Larson, I'm telling you this, I've met a lot of amazing closers in my life of entrepreneurs. I have never met anyone as powerful, influential, artful, masterful as Katie Holt Larson at closing. And she does it in such a loving way where you just want to get started. She is the reason why, one of the main reasons why Cindy and Lindsay, who have done 1,100 enrollments in the last 6 months, who crossed 6 figures within their first month, who did $85,000 of personal sales in the last 6 months, and so many other cool things. It's the reason why they got started, because I got them on a call with Katie Holt Larson. So if you have people, they're like, they need to be in my business, you want to bring them onto that call, whatever it takes. It's on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. Because that's going to be one massive, massive call to put your top 10 list together. And if you don't know how to invite somebody in our boards, we have in our Make Money pipeline, we have a new business prospect invite. Here's a way to have outbound invite. And you could just send something like this, but make it your own, right? Make it your own heartfelt thing. You know your people better than them. Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to bring them on, just to put them in front of the information and just watch the magic that happens, okay? So make that top 10 list, and then I'd shoot out an invitation to them as soon as possible and just see where the cards land. If you sow enough seed, the seed will always land on good ground, okay? If you're up for that challenge, give me a wave or put a me in the comments. That's your challenge this Thursday. Let's absolutely pack that in everything. It's going to be amazing. All right, everyone. Hey, on that, I'm just so proud of you. I just want to let you know that it's such an honor to partner with you. Whether or not you know it, like literally everyone on this line, I know you. I think about you. I literally pray for you every day. And this team's just going to other levels. And it's because of each and every single one of your guys' collaboration. All right. So on that, God bless. We'll see you guys on our next calls. Talk soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye,
Jane.
everybody.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Jane.
Jay.
Thank you so much.